my dear students. Today we'll study Unit 2, Lesson 1, Circulatory System and Circulation. What is a circulatory system? It is a system that transports the digested food, oxygen and water to all the body cells and also transports wastes that formed inside the cell to special organs to get rid of them. The circulatory system, it is a system that is responsible for transporting digested food, oxygen and water to all the body cells and transporting the wastes that formed inside the cell to special organs to get rid of them. What is the structure of the circulatory system? The circulatory system consists of heart, blood vessels and blood. The circulatory system consists of heart, blood vessels and blood. Number 1. Heart. It is a muscular hollow organ that pumps blood to all the body cells, and it's about your fist in size. The heart, it is a muscular hollow organ that pumps blood to all the body cells, and it's about your fist in size. What is the function of the heart? The heart pumps the blood to all the body parts. The heart pumps the blood to all the body parts. What is the location of the heart? Heart located inside the chest cavity. Located inside the chest cavity between the two lungs, inclined to the left. In the chest cavity between the two lungs, inclined to the left. What is the structure of the heart? The heart consists of four chambers. Or 4 rooms. Located in two sides, right side and left side. Right side and left side consist of 4 chambers. Located in two sides, right side and left side. There is a wall that separates between the right side and the left side. Why? To prevent mixing of blood in both sides. Again, the heart consists of 4 chambers located in two sides, right side and left side. There is a wall between the right side and the left side to prevent mixing of blood in both sides. The upper chambers is called atrium. And the lower chambers is called ventricle. In each side, the upper chambers is called atrium and the lower chambers is called ventricle. There is a valve between each atrium and ventricle. This is the valve between each atrium and ventricle to allow blood to flow from the atrium to the ventricle and prevents it from returning back. The upper chambers is called atrium. The lower chambers is called ventricle. There is a valve between each atrium and ventricle to allow blood to flow from the atrium to the ventricle and prevents it from returning back. Number 2. Blood vessels. With the structure of the circulatory system, number 1, heart. Number 2, blood vessels. There are 3 types of blood vessels. Firstly, blood flow inside the body through network of blood vessels. So, the blood vessels, they are paths of blood throughout the body. There are 3 types of blood vessels. Which are number 1, arteries, blood capillaries and veins. Arteries, blood capillaries and veins. There are 3 types of blood vessels. Number 1, arteries. Number 2, blood capillaries. Number 3, veins. Number 1, arteries. They are thick blood vessels. Arteries like what? Like pulmonary artery and aorta. Aorta and pulmonary arteries are Arteries are arteries. Again, arteries, they are thick blood vessels. They are thick blood vessels. Like what? Pulmonary artery and aorta. Pulmonary artery and aorta. Arteries come out from the heart. Come out from the heart or emerge from the heart. Exactly from the two ventricles. From the two ventricles. Arteries come out from the heart. Exactly from the two ventricles. On arteries like what? Pulmonary artery and aorta. What is the function of arteries? They carry blood from the heart to all the body cells. We said that arteries come out from the heart. So the function of the arteries carry blood from the heart to all the body cells. Carry blood from the heart to all the body cells. Arteries carry blood rich in oxygen. Carry blood rich in oxygen. Oxygenated blood is called oxygenated blood. We said that the examples of arteries are arteries like what? Pulmonary artery and aorta. Arteries carry, all the arteries carry blood rich in oxygen, is called oxygenated blood, except pulmonary artery, carry blood rich with carbon dioxide, is called deoxygenated blood, Again, arteries come out from the heart, exactly from ventricles. They carry blood from the heart to all the body cells. All the arteries carry blood rich in oxygen, called oxygenated blood, except pulmonary artery carry blood rich in carbon dioxide, called deoxygenated blood. We said that blood vessels, there are 3 types of blood vessels: arteries, blood capillaries, veins. Number 2, blood capillaries. They are a network of tiny blood vessels. Tiny equal very small. They are a network of tiny blood vessels with very thin walls. Blood capillaries, they are network of tiny blood vessels with very thin walls, located within the tissues and around the cell. They have thin wall. Blood capillaries have thin wall to deliver food and oxygen to the cells, and then carries carbon dioxide and wastes out of the cells. Blood capillaries have a thin wall to deliver food and oxygen to the cells, and carry carbon dioxide and wastes out of the cell. Blood vessels, there are three types of blood vessels: arteries, blood capillaries, and veins. Arteries, thick blood vessels. Blood capillaries, very thin walls with very thin walls. Tiny blood vessels with very thin walls. Blood capillaries, tiny blood vessels with very thin walls. Number 3, veins. They are thin blood vessels. Veins, they are thin blood vessels. Like what? Like superior and inferior vena cava. Superior vena cava, inferior vena cava, and pulmonary veins. Veins like what? Superior vena cava, inferior vena cava, and pulmonary vein. Veins, they are thin blood vessels. Like what? Superior vena cava, inferior vena cava, and pulmonary vein. Veins begin at the body cells, at the body cell, and open in the two atria. Okay? يعني come from the body cells to the heart. Begin at the body cells and open in the two atria. Okay? And open in the two atria. In the two atriums. Okay? Two atria, in the two atriums. They carry blood from all the body cells to the heart. Carry blood from all the body cells to the heart. Opposite to the arteries. Opposite to the arteries. Veins carry blood from all the body cells to the heart. Arteries carry blood from the heart to all the body cells. Veins carry blood from all the body cells to the heart. Veins, they are thin blood vessels. Begin at the body cells and open in the two atria. Carry blood from all the body cells to the heart. Veins like what? Superior and inferior vena cava and pulmonary vein. All veins carry blood rich in carbon dioxide. All veins carry blood rich in carbon dioxide. Deoxygenated blood. Deoxygenated blood. Except pulmonary veins. Except pulmonary veins. We said that veins like what? Superior vena cava, inferior vena cava, pulmonary veins. All veins carry blood rich in carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide. Deoxygenated blood. Except pulmonary veins, which carry blood rich in oxygen. Pulmonary veins carry blood rich in oxygen. Oxygenated blood. Blood vessels. There are three types of blood vessels: arteries, blood capillaries, veins. Arteries, blood capillaries, veins. Arteries, thick blood vessels. Blood capillaries, very tiny blood vessels. Veins, thin blood vessels. Arteries come out from the heart to all the body cells. Carry blood from the heart to all the body cells. Veins carry blood from all the body cells to the heart. Arteries carry blood rich in oxygen, oxygenated blood, except pulmonary artery. Veins carry blood rich in carbon dioxide, deoxygenated blood, rich with carbon dioxide, deoxygenated blood, except pulmonary veins. We said that the circulatory system consists of heart, blood vessels, and blood. Number 3, blood. Blood, it is a red fluid that passes through the blood vessels. Blood, it is a red fluid that passes through the blood vessels. Blood consists of red blood cells, white blood cells, blood platelets, and plasma. Blood, it is a red fluid that passes through the blood vessels. Consists of red blood cells, white blood cells, blood platelets, and plasma. Number 1, red blood cells. Red blood cells. Red blood cells, they are red cells with no nuclei, without nuclei, with no nuclei or without nuclei. They are red cells without nuclei. What is the function of red blood cells? Carry oxygen gas from lungs to all the body cells. Carry oxygen from lungs to all the body cells, and carry carbon dioxide gas from body cells to the lungs. Red blood cells carry oxygen gas from the lungs to all the body cells and carry carbon dioxide from all the body cells to the lungs. Number 2, white blood cells. White blood cells. They are white cells with different forms of nuclei. They are white cells with different forms of nuclei. What is the function of white blood cells? Defend the body against microbes by attacking them. They attack microbes that enter the body. White blood cells attack microbes that enter the body. White blood cells defend the body against microbes by attacking them. Number 3, blood platelets. They are small cell fragments, small cell parts, or small cell fragments. They help in coagulation of blood. The function of blood platelets, coagulation of blood. What's the meaning of coagulation of blood? Formation of blood clot. Coagulation of blood mean formation of blood clot. When the body is wounded and blood is exposed to air, the platelets prevent bleeding and heal wounds. Again, blood platelets, they are small cell fragments. They help in coagulation of blood. Coagulation of blood, formation of blood clot. So they help in healing wounds. When the body is wounded and blood is exposed to air, platelets prevent bleeding and heal wounds. Number 4, plasma. Plasma is yellow watery fluid. Yellow watery fluid that carries all the components of the blood. Plasma is a yellow watery fluid that carries all the components of blood. What is the function of plasma? Carries digested food to body cells and carries waste products from cells to special organs to get rid of them. Plasma carries the digested food to the body cells and carry wastes that formed inside the cells to another organs or to another cells or to special organs to get rid of them. Okay, the blood consists of what? Red blood cells, white blood cells, blood platelets, and plasma. We can summarize the function of the blood. The function of the blood. Number 1, transferring materials to and from body cells. Transferring materials to and from body cells. Number 2, protecting the body. Number 3, the blood keeps the temperature of the body constant. Again, the function of the blood. Number 1, transferring materials to and from the body cells. The red blood cells carries oxygen gas to the cells and carbon dioxide gas to the lungs. Carry oxygen gas from the lungs to all the body cells and carry carbon dioxide from the cells to the lungs. Number 2, plasma carries digested food to the cells and wastes to special organs to get rid of them. Plasma carry digested food to the cells and carry wastes that formed inside the cell to special organs to get rid of them. Number 2, protecting the body. The white blood cells attack microbes and germs that cause disease. Number 2, blood platelets form blood clot to prevent bleeding and infections. Number 3, the blood keeps the temperature of the body constant. The blood keeps the temperature of the body constant. Then we will study the blood circulation or the path of blood through the heart. Steps of blood path through the heart. Number 1, the blood comes from all the body parts to the right atrium. The blood comes from all the body parts to the right atrium through the 2 large veins, which are superior and inferior vena cava. Number 1, the blood comes from all the body parts to the right atrium through the 2 large veins, which are superior and inferior vena cava. We said that veins carry blood rich with carbon dioxide, deoxygenated blood, come from all the body parts to the right atrium through superior and inferior vena cava. Carry blood rich with carbon dioxide, deoxygenated blood. Number 2. The right atrium contracts, so the blood flow into the right ventricle through valve. The blood flow from the right atrium to the right ventricle through valve. Number 3. The right ventricle contracts, pumping the blood to the lungs through the pulmonary artery. We said that the pulmonary artery carry blood rich with carbon dioxide. Deoxygenated blood carry blood to the two lungs. Number 4. The blood comes from the two lungs, returns to the left atrium through the pulmonary veins. We said that the pulmonary veins, the exception of veins that carry blood rich with oxygenated blood, come from the two lungs to the left atrium through the pulmonary veins. Carry blood from the two lungs, returns to the left atrium rich with oxygenated blood. Number 5. The left atrium contracts, so the blood flow to the left ventricle through a valve. From the left atrium, the blood flow from the left atrium to the left ventricle through a valve. Number 6. The left ventricle contracts and pumping the blood to all the body cells through large artery called aorta. Again, the path of blood through the heart. The blood come from all the body cells. The blood come from all the body cells to the right atrium. The blood come from all the body cells to the right atrium through superior and inferior vena cava. Blood rich with carbon dioxide, deoxygenated blood. The blood flow from the right atrium to the right ventricle through valve. Then the blood flow from the right ventricle to the two lungs. Through what? The pulmonary artery. The blood flow from the right ventricle to the two lungs through pulmonary artery. And then the blood come from the two lungs to the left atrium through pulmonary veins. The blood هنا carry or rich with oxygen. The blood come from the two lungs through the pulmonary veins, rich with oxygenated blood to the left atrium. Then the blood flow from the left atrium to the left ventricle through valve. Then the blood flow from the left ventricle to all the body cells through large artery called aorta. The blood rich with oxygenated blood from the left ventricle through aorta to all the body cells. So, the wall of the left ventricle is more thicker than the right ventricle. Why? Because the left ventricle pumps blood to all the body cells, while the right ventricle pumps blood to the two lungs only. The wall of the left ventricle is more thicker than the right ventricle because the left ventricle pumps blood to all the body cells, but the right ventricle pumps the blood to the two lungs only. Then, how to keep the circulatory system healthy? How to keep the circulatory system healthy? Keep exercising to strengthen the heart muscle and activities blood circulation. Number 2, eating healthy and balanced food that's low in fat and salt. Number 3, eat more fruits and vegetables that should be fresh and clean and rich in iron to avoid the infection with anemia disease. Number 4, drink an appropriate or suitable amount of clean water every day, especially in summer. Number 5, avoid exposure to infection and accidents. Number 6, when wounded, do your best to stop bleeding. Clean the wounded and get an appropriate treatment. Number 7, avoid smoking and smokers, because smoking harms the heart and weakening of blood circulation. Thanks for your listening and goodbye.